For this tutorial you will need your selected colours of yarn, a darning needle, some scissors and your crochet hook. So in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this lovely rainbow block stitch. It's a very simple pattern once you get going with it. It's really effective, really bright and really cheerful when you do it in the rainbow colours, and I'm using white in between my rows for this project, and that's what I'll be doing in the tutorial as well. So this is the block stitch when it's done all in one colour, just with the colour change on the rows in between. And if you were choosing to do it like this, then you need to just follow the first part of the rainbow tutorial just to create your foundation chain and your first row back along your chain. So you can do that following the rainbow tutorial, and then when you get to that point at the end of your first row, you can just skip along in the video to where I start the all one colour section. So to start with, you want to make your slip knot, so simply pop your yarn over the top of your fingers and then pull the tail down over the front of that other piece of yarn and hold it between your fingers, and then yarn over the top once more and hold again between your fingers, and then pull the back loop over the top and release, and then just pull up with your finger like that, and that is your slip knot. So then you just want to pop your hook in and then pull on the long end just to tighten up a little. So for this project I'm going to need to work in multiples of 3. So because I'm just doing a sample size, I'm only going to be chaining 21, but obviously your project will probably be much bigger than that. So if you want to go ahead and chain your width in multiples of 3. So to chain, you just yarn over and pull through. That's 1, yarn over, pull through. That's 2, yarn over, pull through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you want to carry on and chain the width of your project, and I'll meet you back there in a moment. Okay, so I've just chained my 21, and now I just need to add 2 more onto the end of my chain. So add 2 more to whatever the length of your chain is that you've just done, and then we're going to do a treble crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. Now remember, I am working in UK terms, so in the US that would be a double. So you want to find the 5th chain from your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my 5th chain from the hook, and I'm going to yarn over to do a treble. So yarn over and insert your hook into that 5th chain back here. And then you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, so you've got 3 loops on your hook now. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And that is our first treble in that 5th chain from the hook before. So we're now going to work a treble crochet into every single stitch along this chain. So yarn over and insert into the next chains, yarn over and pull up. So you've got the 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then again into the next one, yarn over and insert into the chain, yarn over and pull up. You've got 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to do that all the way along into every single stitch. So if you meet me back at the end when you've done 1 treble into every single stitch along your chain. So I've just completed that, and I've made sure I've done my last treble into that very first chain there right next to the slip knot. And now obviously, because we're going to be changing colours in the next row, we are just going to tie off here. So just yarn over and pull through. I'm just going to snip off and then just pull that up. And now we're going to move on to popping our white into the space on the top here. Obviously you don't have to be using white, but I'm obviously just showing you exactly like the sample that I've made before. So you just want to attach your white into this first space at the end here. So just going to pop it on, and I actually do like to tie mine on just so that I know they're nice and secure. Okay, and now we're going to start, so you just want to pop your hook through and grab your white and pull it through, and then we're going to chain 1, and that's going to count as our double crochet, or in the US this is going to be your single. And then we're going to chain 2, so yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through, and then we're going to insert our hook after these first 3 trebles here. So you've got 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and we're going to insert our hook after that 3rd treble. So going to insert, and we're going to double crochet, or single crochet if in the US. So you just pull up and then yarn over and pull through both, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then go in again after the 3rd treble along. So 1, 2, 3, and then insert into this one here, and you're just going to do your double. So yarn over and pull up, and then yarn over and pull through both, and then we're going to chain 2 again and go in after the next 3rd treble along. So insert and pull up, and then yarn over, pull through both, and then chain 2 again, and again after the 3rd treble along, insert and yarn over, pull up, and then yarn over, pull through both, and then chain 2 once more, and then after the 3rd treble again, insert and pull up, and yarn over, pull through both, and then chain 2 one last time, and then after the 3rd treble again, and you should have 1 left here at the end. So insert before that last treble, yarn over and pull through both, and that's it for this round. So we're just going to tie off again. So yarn over and then snip and then pull out, and that's our next row done. So now we're going to attach another colour. So I'm going to attach my new colour now. I'm going to go with yellow next, and I'm going to insert my hook just where we tied off in the previous row. So I've got the V on the top of my hook at the moment, and I'm just going to pull my yarn through, and again I'd just like to tie it on. Okay, so I'm going to put my hook back through, and I'm going to pull my yarn up, and I'm going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to turn my work. And you're now going to do 3 trebles, or doubles in the US. You're going to do 3 trebles underneath the white that we've just popped on, or whatever colour it is that you've used. So you're going to yarn over and insert underneath the work that you've just done, and yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and twice more, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again underneath that white, just like this. So that is your first square of your next round done, and we're going to do the exact same thing under each section of the white here. We're going to do 3 trebles underneath each one, and we're not going to chain between our groups of trebles. We're just going to go straight into the next one. So yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and the same again, and then 1 more treble underneath this section. and you're just going to do that all the way along. So if you want to carry on doing your 3 trebles underneath each section, and then I will meet you back towards the end of your row. So I've just done my last set of 3 trebles underneath this last white section, and I now just need to finish off this row by doing 1 more treble into the top of the chain 3 from the previous row. So yarn over and insert into the top, and then yarn over and do your treble, and that's the end of this row. So you want to just yarn over and pull up, and then just snip off again, because we're going to be changing colour again for this particular pattern. And that is your next little section, coming along nicely with the yellow. So we're going to do our white again now. So you just want to attach it again just in this space here, so after your first chain 3 that you've done in whatever colour you've used. And we're going to tie on again. Obviously you just attach it whichever way you like. And then it's the same process again, so yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we're going to chain 1 to act as your double, and then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to work straight in between your sets of trebles from the previous row. So you're going to insert your hook and pull up, and then pull through 2, chain 2, and insert your hook again in between your trebles and double crochet, chain 2, insert between your trebles and double crochet, or single, remember if you're in the US, chain 2, insert between your trebles and double crochet, chain 2, insert between your trebles and double crochet, and then chain 2 one last time, insert between your trebles and double crochet, and that is your next row of white done. So you're going to fasten off again, and then we're going to change colour for our blocks again. So we want to fasten on again, so we're going to insert our hook just where we finished off with our previous row, pull your yarn through, so I've tied my yarn on. I'm just going to pull it up and then chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn again, and I'm going to work my way back across my row exactly the same way as I did in the previous row. So I've done my chain 3 here, and then I'm going to do my 3 trebles into the space here. So yarn over and insert and pull up, and then pull through 2, pull through 2, and again, and one more time in this space, and then again straight under the next white section, 1, 2, and 3, and then straight into the next one and do my 3 trebles. So if you want to carry on doing this all the way along your project, and I'll meet you back at the end of this row once more. Okay, so I'm back at the end of this row again now, so I'm just going to do my last treble into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round, and then I'm ready to snip off and change colours again to my white. So then again I would attach my white under here after this chain 3, and then I would do my chain 1, which would count as my double, and then I would chain 2 and then work in between the trebles once more with double crochets, and then I would chain 2, double crochet between the trebles, chain 2, double crochet between the trebles, and I would do that all the way along just as we did for the previous 2 rows in between. and then you can change colour in exactly the same way. So if you want to carry on working your project now, following the exact same thing as we have done for these previous rows, and you can change colour as many times as you like, obviously. And then when you get to the very end of your project, if you meet me back, we'll just talk about sewing in ends, or if you want, you can weave them in as you go along, because you do end up with quite a lot of tails when you are changing colour in every single row. So I'll just show you now quickly what to do with your ends. So you would weave in your colour ends for your rows in exactly the same way you would on any project, but I'm just going to show you quickly what to do with the colours that you are using in between your rows. So obviously here I'm using the white, so I'm just going to attach my darning needle, and then you just want to make sure that you can't see the white tails. You don't want to work them down into your work or up into your work, because you obviously would be able to see them. So you just want to weave it back along the way that it's come through, so back along underneath these trebles. So just insert and work your way along. Now obviously this is only a small piece, so I can't work along too far, but the bigger your piece, the further along you can work them if you want to. And then just pull your yarn through. And you can see that obviously you can't see the white because it's simply been worked back along the way that it's come from anyway. So you would do that with all of your ends, and then obviously work in your colour ends the way you would on any other of your projects. Just weave it in across the work that you've done in the same colour, and then snip off all your ends. Okay, so I've just done a really, really small chain set here. Obviously I'm just doing a very quick sample piece for you. So when you get to the end, to carry your colour up, all you do is simply pull it out at the top a little like this, just so that you don't lose your thread. You can just pop a stitch marker in just to make it extra secure if you really wanted to, but I tend to just pull it out just like this, and then I'm just going to attach my colour into here. So just as we did in the other tutorial, you're simply just going to pull your thread through, your yarn through, and then tie it on. So I've tied on my colour for in between my rows, and I'm just going to pull it up, and then I'm just going to chain 1 to act as my double, and then I'm going to chain 2, just as we did in the other tutorial, and then insert after the third treble, and double crochet, chain 2, insert after the third treble, and double crochet, chain 2, and insert after the third treble, and double crochet. And then that's me finished obviously on this sample piece, so I'm just going to snip off. So I've just snipped off, I'm just going to pull my yarn up, and then to pick this colour up again to work our next row, you simply insert your hook and tighten up again, and then you would just chain 3. So just like we did before really, but obviously we're just not attaching a new colour, so we start with the chain 3 just as we did when we swapped colours, and then we turn, and then it's exactly the same. You're just going to do your 3 trebles and work your way across your project. So that's 2 and 3, and again under the next section your 3 trebles. Remember, you don't need to chain in between your sets of trebles, just go straight in. 3, and then 3 more under this last section. We just need to make sure we do our last treble into the top of the chain 3 from the previous row. So do your last treble, and then again you'll be at the point where you're going to do your colour in between again, so you just pull your yarn up again so that it doesn't get lost or pulled out, and then you would attach your colour in this, between this chain 3 and trebles again, and you'd just work back along with your chain 2 and then working in between each set of 3 trebles, and then you'd simply pick your yarn up again at the end and chain 3 and carry on exactly the way that we have been doing before. So it is a simple pattern. It's just obviously when you're doing the rainbow aspect of it, you do get a lot of ends that you have to work in at the end. Or if you're doing the one colour and then doing a different colour in between, it is a little bit easier simply because you don't have all of the ends to weave in. You only have your colour sections that you're doing in between. But I really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and give me a thumbs up if you have. And if you'd like to subscribe, then obviously you won't miss out on any of the new tutorials that I will be uploading. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.